He was sentenced to 19 years in prison for stealing just a loaf of bread. During those 19 years, he endured endless humiliation and suffering. When the day of his release finally came, the warden deliberately made things difficult for him, ordering him to drag a massive ship's mast, weighing hundreds of pounds all by himself. It was an impossible task for any ordinary man, but he was born with incredible strength. He hoisted the mast onto his shoulders and threw it down in front of the warden with a resounding crash. Seeing his plan fail, the warden had no choice but to hand over the release papers. Yet to his shock, the papers labeled him as a highly dangerous individual, requiring him to report regularly to the local police station. If he missed even one check-in, he would be arrested and thrown back in prison. Furious, he couldn't contain his resentment. 19 years ago, he had stolen that bread only because his young nephew was starving to death. He had already paid with nearly 2 decades of his life. Was that still not enough? But to the warden, a man who commits one crime remains a criminal forever. In his eyes, it was his duty to uphold justice and protect law-abiding citizens. With no other choice, the man left the prison filled with anger and bitterness. But leaving prison didn't mean freedom. It was just another kind of cage. He wandered from town to town looking for work, but no one would hire a dangerous man. Adults insulted him openly, and even children mocked him in the streets, laughing and jeering at his misfortune. When night fell, even the innkeeper refused to let him sleep in the stables, afraid he would dirty the place. Cold, hungry, and desperate, he trudged through the snow until he found what he thought was a cemetery. Finding a corner to lie down, he was suddenly startled by an old man. It wasn't a cemetery at all, but a church. The kindly priest invited him inside, offering him food, clean clothes, and a warm bed. But after years of suffering, he had long stopped believing in kindness. He suspected the old man of having ulterior motives. That night, while everyone slept, he stole all the church's silverware and ran away into the dark. Before long, the local police caught him, silver in hand. He thought it was over. He would be sent back to prison for sure. But to his utter disbelief, the priest told the police that the silver was a gift. Then he even brought out 2 of the church's most expensive candlesticks, saying, "You forgot these when you left." With no grounds to hold him, the police let him go. After they left, the priest spoke to him with quiet solemnity, urging him to use the precious silver to become an honest and good man. That act of mercy shook him to his core. The world, it seemed, wasn't entirely rotten after all. He couldn't believe what he had become, a thief who fled like a coward after stealing from the only man who had shown him kindness. Had he truly fallen beyond redemption? Was it too late to change? For a single piece of bread, he had lost nearly 20 years of his life. Yet just as his hatred for the world reached its peak, the priest's compassion touched his soul and showed him what love meant. Overwhelmed by guilt and gratitude, he cried out in anguish, clutching the paper that branded him a convict, and vowed to cast off his past and begin a new life. His mouth